Alright, we are live. About 2 minutes early, but just wanted to make sure everything was working. Let us look at this. So, 10:58. Hopefully the audios will let me know. Let me type that in the chat. Let me know how the audio is. Hopefully I spelled that right. Alright, so it's 10:59, and I thought I would start a minute or two early, just make sure everything's working. And it looks, on my end, it looks, went red there. Yeah, it looks like audio is working on my end. So hopefully it's all good. Pretty sure that the latest, as of September 2nd, the latest version of Xcode is 15, or the beta version. So I am running, I don't know if you follow along when you're doing live streams, or if you're watching the replay or whatever. But if you're watching this, I am running Xcode beta, and it's the 15 and beta 8. So that is what we'll be doing. All great. Awesome. Thank you. Are you running Xcode 15 beta, or I guess who all is playing around with like beta software in iOS 17? Would be a good question. Not that we're going to dig into a ton of iOS 17 specifics, but we will be loading data from a property list and loading it onto a map view. And the way we initialize our map view is a little different in iOS 17, so we will cover that. I guess a little. I don't know how I'll cover like differences. I'd have to go back and watch my other map video. I'm like, oh, how did we do this in the past? Why does that look a little glitchy? Sorry. Anywho. So we will be doing things a little different, but it is 11 now, so I will start I'll start getting started. iOS, and then I'll call this map map app 2, and go ahead and hit next, and we'll create on the desktop. Sounds good. Make this full screen. Bring this over here with our preview. And let's see. I'm actually working on Xcode beta because I'm not working on a product with the new map. Nice. Sweet. So beta software all around. All right. Have that think a little bit while it's doing that. Let's go ahead and create our property list, which is where we're going to store all of our, it could be a business, it could be a anything you want to display on a map, really, or anything. Property list isn't specifically to that, but that's what we'll be using it for. So we'll just go ahead and create a new file, and in the filter here, I'm just going to go prop, and that should get us our property list. And we're just going to call it business data. Go ahead and create enter. And here's our property list, which looks pretty blank. I'm going to go ahead and close that because I want to come to our content view here. And then for our business data, I just want to go option click, and it'll pop it up here on the side. Because I want to see the code, I want to see our property list, I want to see our preview. I don't really want to care to see our navigation project navigator over here right now, because it's pretty simple. We're not going to do anything horribly complex. So I'll just go Command 0, hide that. I'll put my cursor here and adjust our window so we can kind of see everything we're looking at. And I'm going to write everything in one file because yeah, we can break it out later if we want. So here, if I just hit plus, it should give us a new item, and we'll call this item, or we'll keep it, we'll change it from a string, we'll change it to a dictionary, and then you see it unfolds and it's got stuff. We'll just call it place, like that. It's a dictionary. It's got 0 items as of right now, but we're going to go ahead and add a couple items like name. And this name is going to be a string, so that's good. We're going to give it a value. So I just tap over here and we'll call it business 1. You can call it anything you want. Let's adjust this so we can see our name and the type and the value. And then we also want to give it a latitude and a longitude, and we can also go to other properties. But we're just going to go start with latitude. Like that, I believe. And then we'll give this a value. This should be somewhere in like Seattle, so 47.6097. And to get the latitude and longitude to somewhere, easy way to do that is either to go to Google Maps and go to that specific, type in that address, and then you can find the information in the URL. Or you can just go to ChatGPT and say, hey, give me the latitude and longitude of whatever place, and then it's probably accurate enough. Depending on, like, I'll double check that, but I mean, depending on what you're building the app for. Yeah, so let's go ahead and create another item, and it's going to be longitude, like that, and I think that's good. And we're going to go here, and we're going to go -122.34. I have these written down, 3422, like that. And I think that's all we're going to do right now, but we could make more. So I'm going to close this up. I'll grab this whole thing, click on that, and we're going to go copy and paste. Oops, so that puts it there. No. And we want it over here. So we want it outside of there. Come on. Alright, I guess we'll just delete that actually. If I grab this and go Command D. No, it doesn't want to duplicate, huh? Copy. Paste. There we go. Place 2. Oh, I guess we should call this. So we'll go place 0, and then we'll go, or actually place 1. It's could have been called business 1 as well, but I just wanted to copy it because I thought, oh, that'd be easier. Then I have to retype everything out. Instead, I just need to come over here and go business, and we'll give it a value of 2. And then we'll change the latitude and longitude so they're not kind of just stacked on top of each other. But we should be able to just change, not the whole value, but just this last little bit. 47.6, 205. And then down here, should be able to just change the last little bit as well. So 122.3493. So now we have 2 places with different information. Really basic, but we can now build these out in code, even though inconsistent capitalization. So let's fix that. Sorry about that. All right. So here's, out of curiosity, who's used property lists? Yeah, let me know if you're, if you've used them, if you like them, if you don't like them. I don't know if this is a way of like developing that you like. I've used them in just one client project, I think, but I used them also for a few things that I used to have on the App Store. So we're going to come down here and we're going to create, you know, our model. And that's just going to be a simple struct called, we're going to call it, we call it place or business, but I'll just call it business for now, but we could again make it anything. Sorry about my dog, she's barky. But so this is going to be a business, and we're going to make it identifiable so we can use it in, I think we're going to use it in SwiftUI. Yeah, we're going to loop. I wrote this code a few days ago. I don't remember. We're going to use it, and this is why. But we're going to let this ID, we're going to create a constant to make it a constant ID, but we'll make it, assign it a unique value. So unique, unique user ID, like that. And then we're going to go, I don't think these are actually going to change, right? I'm not going to, I mean, maybe you change the business name, but it wouldn't be in this app. I don't think you'd change it in the property list when it reads it or something, but you wouldn't change. You might have a variable if you had like a way to like toggle if the thing is, you know, is favorited. Maybe you make a favorites list in the map app. Anywho, so our name is going to be of type string, and oh, I want to change these, by the way, to numbers. And you can see we have array, dictionary, boolean, data, date, number, string. That's our property list options. So we'll go number, number. All right, so we have string and numbers. And now we'll go let, this one's going to be, these ones aren't capitalized. Where's my cursor? Or, yeah. It's going to be of type double. Let fun stuff. So I think that matches, I mean, these three values match our three values over here. And then this one, we're just assigning a unique ID. So that works. Now we need some way to get the data and kind of control our business logic, I guess. So I guess we're going to use more than just the new map feature. We're also going to use the add observable, which, to be honest, this is the first time I've really messed with it much. But this is a new iOS 17 thing as well, so we don't have to do like a class. And if I'm going over this and you're like, I already know this, feel free to, you know, say, hey, don't have to go into detail. But we'll go business controller, like so. And then our business controller in like iOS 16 and older, we would have done something like, you know, we want it to conform to the observable object. Property wrapper type that subscribes to an observable object or something like that. And then we would create, you know, published values down here, like at published var, and I would actually even set this to private set. I think that would be no issue there. And then that would also kind of reinforce that our business controller is the one controlling things, not our view. Sorry about that. Oh, did I say observed object? I meant observable. observable object, not an observed object, sorry. Spacing. Oh, and this would just be our array of businesses, so businesses, and we would assign it an empty array of business and initialize it like that. So that should be good, unless I did something wrong. Oh. Yeah, I did a couple of things wrong. You do the private, private stuff. You set the access control before you specify the variable. Anywho, how it should work. So that would be one way of doing it. We have this at published and this observable, but here I wanted to mess around with, we'll just delete this. And here on our class, we'll go at observed or observable. So this defines and implements a conformance of the observable protocol. So, and this is something called, I think, a Swift macro, which we're not going to get into here. But then also we don't need a property wrapper. Property wrapper cannot be applied to computer property, but don't need that. So it just kind of cleans up our class a little bit, I think. Anywho, this is busy for now, but we're going to initialize this class when it gets initialized in our view. Don't need all that. I'm not going to initialize it like that. I'm going to initialize it by just calling a function here. So we're going to call a function here momentarily, and that'll initialize it with the proper stuff that we load. So this class, I think we're just going to have one controller in it, and that's just going to be called function, and it's going to be called load businesses. Or load business data. We are not going to take any parameters, and we're not going to return anything. We're going to do an assignment inside the function. And I'll go ahead and do stuff there. So now, before I forget this, we'll go halfway through the tutorial and I'll be like, why don't we have any data? Because I want to initialize this class. When this gets initialized in our view, we're going to go ahead and load the data there. So we're just going to call that function, load business data. All right. So looking pretty good. Now we just need to do the actual logic for the function, or for taking from the property list and loading it into our app, or decoding it, I guess. So first we need to get a path, and we're going to go let path assign a value, so something we're going to get from the bundle. So every app has a bundle, which you can see here. It says a representation of the code and resources, and this is our property list is a resource stored in a bundle directory on disk. We're going to access the main one, which is returns the bundle object that contains the current executable, so our app that's running. And then, do we do a dot after that? Yeah, path. And then we got to find the path for resource type. So we give it a string, and this string is going to say, well, what's the thing? So over here in our property list, you see it says business data. I don't know if you see my mouse. But over here in our property list, and I can show it, command 0. We call this thing business data. Just copy that, and you can see when you click on it, .plist. You can go into Xcode settings and tell it to give you the actual extensions like .swift file and whatever, but we're not going to do that because it doesn't matter really. Or for me anyway. But anyway, we'll go ahead and paste that in as business data, and it's going to be of type property list, which is, I'm going to use a string there, p list, like so. And then if we look at this path should be optional, right? It's an optional string. And while force unwrapping may not be the best thing, I would say we're pretty certain this file exists. So I don't think I need to mess around with guard or if let or all that. Like if this file doesn't exist, our app's going to be kind of pointless. And it's local, so I mean, it's not like we're relying on some sort of backend where we should do proper handling of optionals. But here I'm not too concerned. And you can definitely change this in your own code. Curious for those who watch these live streams or these videos. I know I haven't done a lot of edited video. I guess I did some shorts, but like, for people that watch this channel, when you watch tutorials, are you like watching them because you're like starting a new project and you're trying something out, or are you watching them and you're like, okay, I can implement that in the project I'm working on? So just wondering if that's really spacey today. Wondering if that is what we deprecated. Was that a console file? Contents of file will be deprecated in future version of iOS. But which version? iOS 17? There's the contents of with an error. Actually both. Nice. Well, I guess we should probably go with this one, but I'm just going to go with this one for now. That's going to be, didn't specify 17. It should say both for sure. Nicholas, hey. Wow. I think, I could be wrong, but I think Nicholas was also on my, I've had a few YouTube channels, and I used to have one, same name, but I had it differently before. I feel like maybe some of the people from my old channel found me here, which is fine. Yeah, it's interesting. Anywho, I want to use the contents of the path file. Sorry if I'm going slow today. So I think that's it for now for our properties. This is going to return an array. Like if we go option click, business array is going to turn an optional array. We want to downcast this. I'm going to be forcefully downcast. Again, we're forcing a lot of things here, but which is going to be fine for the live stream, but you know, definitely think about if you're doing this kind of stuff. You're like, well, why am I forced downcasting these things? But yeah. So we are going to go contents of path, and then we are going to go as, and this is where we do the force downcasting, is as exclamation mark, and then we're going to specify what it's going to be. So this is going to be an array of dictionaries where we have a string for a value, and we are going to have any for the key, or that's the other way around, a string for key and any for the value. So it's key value. Now again, that's force downcasting is something you probably want to avoid, and is probably like a sign in your code if you see this that you're like, maybe that's not the best idea. And that's usually a problem with something to do with classes. No spacing at the moment. But anyway, it's fine for now. It's not the best this is the live stream's pretty basic. We're not going to go to like best practices on some of these things. So just know, I just want to say this because I'm like, I don't want to be like, oh wow, I have to do force unwrapping it everywhere. No, it's not good per se. Anywho, here we're going to create a for loop though. So we're going to go for business in businesses. That's cool how it filled it out for me. That's pretty nice. Xcode getting smarter all the time. Immutable value business was never used. We'll get to it though. We're gonna go ahead and go businesses. Business is. So that's our businesses. It's just an array of businesses, and we're dealing with a dictionary at this point. So we're gonna have to tweak some things, right? We're going to go append a new element like that. And our new element is going to be business, like so. With all our properties there. We don't have to initialize the ID because it has the value already assigned to it. And here we're just going to clean this up. I think Xcode 15 actually has a way to just automatically do this. I don't know. Haven't played with that. But now we're going to go ahead and get the actual values here. And here we're going to do some more kind of some forced downcasting again. So apologies for all these terrible coding habits. So we're going to go business, which remember before it was complaining this value wasn't used there. We're now going to use it. So we're going to go business, and we're going to open brace so we can get the key. And the key here, the first key we want is name, which actually is a string. So name, like that. And then from there we can go as, and again with the forced downcasting, as a string. Boom. And then here we can go business. And then we're going to grab that value for that. We're going to grab the value for latitude. So we're going to go, just going to copy latitude. Oops. Latitude. And this one's going to be as a double. And then we're just going to copy this, paste it right there, and then change it from latitude to longitude. Like so. Command S, Command B, and see what we've done wrong. Value of type business has no subscripts. Oh, no, I was dealing with businesses here, which is, or reference, this is, yeah, okay. Not paying attention to my code and just letting things complete. So we're actually accessing this business array. So apologize for that. Copy that, paste that there. Command S, Command B. Because this, the business array, is an array of businesses, each one of these being a business. So, and then obviously this is an array there. So apologize for that. That's how it should work. And I think that's pretty much our logic. You know, if we ran the app now, well, nothing will happen at the moment, but I mean, here's our business model. Here's our controller. And here's our property list. And now we could add to this and tweak it and you know, do more with it. But that's the general gist. If we did want to write values to it, so maybe we did add a value over here for like, you know, is a favorite and you want to toggle that value, we would have to do a little bit of additional work. But if you're interested in that, we can, there's a great article by Donnie and I can copy that link and put in the description or something, or paste in the chat if anyone's curious on how to read and write values from the bundle, because the bundle here is, we can just read from this. We can't write to it directly. So we could store a lot of things we want maybe, and we could read to it. Anyway, if I remember correctly. But that's it for the logic. Now it's just building out the view. And we're going to build out the view using MapKit and SwiftUI, and we're going to use the new MapKit features. So here's our model. I guess we should have also said this is our controller. And I apologize because people have been asking about a video kind of along these lines for months now, and I've not got around to do it. I don't know if this is exactly what they were thinking, but if anyone's watching it, this is hopefully my answer, I guess, to storing stuff locally and loading it and everything like that. This property lists, I think, are pretty good for doing that. But there we go. We got our model, we have our controller, here's our views, up here, mark. Again, we would make separate files for these and be more organized about things, but yeah. At this point though, we will need to import MapKit. Excuse me. Alright, so this is our content view, and then we want to come down here and want to make our map view here. And so we're just going to go struct. We're going to call it map view. This is going to conform to the view protocol. Command S. And it's going to complain. Actually, if it complains, I wonder, I'll just, do you want to, yeah, let's, oh, no, that's not exactly how I wanted it. I wanted it to be var body. And then we're just going to hold the function key and go delete, delete, delete. And then we're going to go some view, like that. And then we're going to go open, close. Fields, I'm going to get rid of that. Alright, that's looking better. So here, this is the map view is going to be a little different than my video tutorial back in my one tutorial that seemed to be getting a lot of, I kind of went down this MapKit thing. Like my channels had a lot of MapKits since I've started this, but we can just make this a constant, and it's going to be of type businesses. It's going to be initialized when we give it the data when we call it. The map view we're going to build out here is going to be a little different than in my older tutorial, and I don't remember exactly how I implemented that now, but the map, they've changed around a few things with MapKit and SwiftUI integration, so we're going to do it the new way. So here we're going to go map, and then that's it. We go map and open, close curly brace, and then in here we're going to write a for each because we've got that array of two businesses, and we're going to do that. So we're going to for each. We're going to go here. Oops, not that. We're going to go open parenthesis. We're going to go businesses. So our array of businesses, and then we're going to go like that. Except I forgot to put in the business in, and then in here we can just go, we're going to create an annotation, so just a little marker for putting on the a customized annotation used to indicate a location on the map. So this will be our little custom markers we're going to put all over. So we do that, annotation, and then we're going to open, we're going to go business dot name, and then we're going to go coordinate, which is going to be a CL coordinate 2D latitude and longitude, where we're going to get that from the business dot latitude and business dot longitude. And for consistency's sake, since we've been doing it this way, let's go latitude and longitude. We're going to pull this back a little bit so you see it. And what's it complaining about? Insert content. What's this? Oh, the content for our annotation. So we open up our annotation, we give it a name, and we give it a coordinate, and then we open and close braces here to add our content. So that would be the view that we're going to be putting in there, and that is going to be a radial gradient. I believe that's what we need. So for our radial gradient, where's the actual gradient part? I think the easier way to do this is I'm gonna go undo. I'm gonna go Command Shift L and get some completion help here. We're gonna go gradient, and we're gonna go with the radial gradient. And when I hit enter here, it'll give me some more code just put in for me. So we're gonna go, I think I just go simplify down to these colors, and we're gonna go dot primary, and then we're gonna go function key to delete back. We're gonna go dot red or purple or whatever color you want. And then instead of doing a center, we're going to, I want to move the gradient, because I want it to kind of look, I don't know, like lights hitting it from the top, and it's ball shaped, I guess. So instead of center, I think we want to go dot top leading. You can even go top trailing. So all kinds of fun, leading, stuff like that. The start radius is like, we can play around with that when we pull it up. And you could even break this out in its own view, so you could really play around with how things look. But that's kind of like its starting point. So you could have it start closer to the center, or closer up to the top, kind of move around where the gradient's starting, I guess, and like spreading out. I don't know if you can see my hands very well. I gotta go this way. Anywho, we're gonna put this at a value of 2. And we're going to put the value here to be 18. And then, if I go Option Command P to refresh, nothing's going to happen because we actually haven't put this map view anywhere. But we could go down to Preview here, comment that out. Well, then I'd have to go with Map Data. Go Map. View businesses, and we could just go, what do we call it? Map controller? Business controller? Business. This controller. Just initialize like that because it calls the function automatically, right? No. Can I cover value business controller spectrum archetype businesses? Dot businesses. There we go. Crash. It's gonna crash. Yeah. Yep. Okay. We'll just deal with this here in a second. I think this should start getting some dots up on the thing, but let's finish this and then we'll load our preview. So, got the radius and all that. So now we're going to set some stuff like some modifiers. We're going to set a frame modifier. We're going to go width and height, which I just type in WID and then HE. Gets me what I want. And then for here, we're just going to go 24, and I'll tab 24. And then we'll add another modifier, and this one's going to be a clip shape. Because the radius, I think by itself is going to be radial gradient. It's probably going to be like a rectangle. So we're going to go clip shape. And we're going to give it a circle. Like I said, make it look kind of like a ball, but I mean, you can do anything you want. And we're going to give it an overlay. So I like using overlay a lot, but all the pins on your style of programming, I guess. You could also make this like a Z-stack and put the radial gradient at the bottom and then whatever else on top. But we're going to go with an image, and it's going to be a system image. And then we're going to go ahead and go Command-Shift-L again because I can't remember all the thousands of SF symbols that are in here. So go something like that, probably. And again, whatever you wanted to actually put in here would be great. And then if you wanted to do something when they tap on, like when the user sees these little map pins of a business or a whatever. Hey there, hi. Oh, sorry, it's 11:40. Looks like I've got 2 more people watching. Hi. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We're already building out. There's our property list, our preview, and kind of what we're working with, and then a little bit of logic to get it all in. Is this core data or Swift data? This is just a property list. I haven't dealt with Swift data yet, and it's been a while since I've done core data. But Swift data, if you want, I can pull it up on, because I always mess up his name. There's a really good YouTube channel. He's been covering Swift data, and I know other people have asked about that, so I'm going to try to cover it later. But also, Paul Hudson mentioned he's going to do his like Swift data by example stuff. So there's already some real, and I think Mark Moykins is talking about it too. So I mean, there's lots of great Swift data stuff out there. But I do plan to cover that in future videos. So, but this one we're just dealing with property lists. So if you have any questions, I can show you where we've made or go over this a little more. But this will be for storing. It'll be for making a local list. I've had a couple questions on my map videos in the past, like people wanted to have like a list of local businesses or places or whatever that a custom list they would load themselves, and so that's what we're doing in this video. Yeah. And if you wanted to do any actions when people see these icons, you could do it on tap gesture. Do stuff here. Whatever you want to do. But that would be fun. Where are we going? So I think that's the map view all built out. I mean, we could add more to it, obviously, and tweak things, but I think that's actually pretty good, which means now we just go up to our content view and before I replace that, let's go ahead. So the one thing why I just created our load business data function, we're just initializing it here, and that will be called, once we initialize it, right here using @state. Also, we use at state instead of state object because we're using the observable macro or whatever they're called now. So we're just going to go at state private var, and we'll call it B for now because I'm lazy, and we're just going to go business controller, and then the open and close. So we're initializing that, and then we're just undo that. Yes, thank you, Xcode. Copy that and paste. All right, so now we've initialized our business controller, which means I'll collapse this for now. If you have any questions, we can always expand on these. So we've now loaded our actual business data, and as long as we actually have a business data file, again, we can call this anything you wanted, and it's an actual property list, and all this stuff is true, it would work. If it doesn't work, our app's going to crash, and we're going to find out really soon that we messed something up. So now we can actually just replace all this with our map view we created. Takes in some businesses. We're going to go business controller, and we're going to go dot businesses. And I think if we go option command B, we should get a map view here. Command S, command B. What did I mess up? No, build succeeded. Let's go command. So in the property list, we wouldn't really, so what this is what question I'm answering here is, right here, bundle.main. This is where the bundle is, and the main specifically. So we're doing a bundle.main, which is just a path, returns a bundle object that contains the current executable, so our app. And then this is a resources that we bundle with our app. So if I go command 0, and then I go option or command shift J, just to bring up to the right place, we have this business data, which we created, and it's stored within our app that we ship. And this is the data we filled it out with. So it's a dictionary that's filled with these dictionary objects. I gotta pull this over. And this is all our data, so it's just a name, latitude, and longitude. And that's what got pulled up here as well. I don't know what I did wrong. I gotta look at that. Xcode's crashing. Or not crashing, we're getting an error with this. Something's going wonky. But what it does is, so I made a map tutorial months ago. I remember people were wondering, like, how could they have their own custom list of like businesses or whatever. And so this way you can create your own custom list or whatever, and we just made a really simple one, but you can make more complex stuff. And this would be preloaded with your app, and then you could use it to populate a map view or a list or really anything. You could even use it for building out games, like maybe it's a list of levels and has information about those levels. If we wanted a user to interact with it in some kind of way of like writing data back to it, so like they toggle a value and you want to persist that, something you might do like persistence with like Swift data or something, or core data, you would have to do some modifications to our controller class, because you can't directly write to the bundle. You'd have to make a copy of this list and then write to it. But if you want, I know a great article that explains how to do that. So, or we could just get into Swift data, which I can get into. Let's go to our simulator here. Something's crashing. Unexpectedly found nil while unwrapping an optional value. So we're having a problem right here. Thread 1 fatal error, unexpectedly found nil1 wrapping an optional value in its array contents file of path. Bundle main.path. Like I said, this is where we would get what is this? So why? Let's go. Don't know why it wouldn't be there. So we create here, we go, yes, thank you. Next code. So we go here, create a new file. You can filter by property, create a new property list, go business, businesses. I'll come over here and I'll just copy both of these. Oops. I'll just copy, paste. Got that one item. So it'll be the same thing to decode. Go over here and we'll go. Make sure we're using the right name. Paste that in there. Xcode. Command save, command B. So now we're looking at businesses.plist. If we go businesses.pli, I didn't spell that wrong, did I? P list. So short for property list. P list. Paste that. It's the same. Command save, command B. Build succeeded. Option command B. Yeah, no worries. Sorry, I just saw the message. What am I doing wrong here? Live debugging. It's always fun stuff. Contents of file. Don't know why this isn't working. So command backslash, we can put a breakpoint there and I'll run this. And then I'll mess with it before it crashes on me. So I get a breakpoint and go PO, oops, not there. Terminal's a little different, I feel like in Xcode. 15. Go PO, and then we're going to go path, enter. Set up a little bit. So there's our property list. So now what if we did PO, and then we're going to go open parenthesis, contents of, and then we're going to go string, so path, string. What's that going to do? It says nil. Why is our value nil? So is in the right place? It's targeting the right thing. Where is it? Sorry, I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, maybe I mistyped something. Or that wouldn't make sense, it's coming back. It's this shouldn't be optional though. Yeah, if they're option click, yeah, it's not an optional string. So it's going to complain, says to conform to sequence. Did you mean to unwrap the optional? So, yep. Alright, we have business array. It's assigned. It's a dictionary. Or it's an array of dictionaries. Let me check our business data. Maybe. Okay, 0. Maybe. Oh, that's no, because this should be an array. Sorry, I think that's what's messing it up. Right? We had this as a dictionary, so it wasn't getting back the right. Yeah, that should be the problem. Let's see if I'm right. Because we're saying it's an array of dictionaries, not a dictionary of dictionaries. It also says complaining. Let's build and run that. Nope. Oh, now it's crashing somewhere else. Okay, what's this one? Failure, unexplained found. Ah, everything's popping up in me once. Found no one. Jeez, Xcode, stop. Alright. Alright, we're getting closer to not having things pop up. What we have now is going on is live decoding. Command 0. Alright, I think what we have now going on wrong is, oh, I have 2 G's in longitude. instead of 1. Okay, so that was the problem there with the array, and then we came here and there was a problem downcasting because of spelling errors. That's why people hate strings. But we're fixed that now, I think. This time it's totally gonna work. Yes, it worked. Look at that. Ooh, except the primary is dark. That's not a good choice. So we obviously could have gone with better color choices, but I could also go Command-Shift A. And primary looks better in dark mode. Jeez. Okay, sorry about that. So the problems we ran into was, first off, our root in this property list, we had, I guess it's default set to dictionary, and we need to switch over to an array because it's an array of dictionary objects. And then after we got that working, what we ran into was I had 2 G's in longitude, which is no good. I can delete this because I don't need it anymore. Delete. Yep, move to trash. All right, so now we have that. Command 0. Pull this back down a little. Boom. All right, clean things up a little. Command S, Option, Command P, get my preview back up and running, and then pull this over so we have something room. So there we go. We got these 2 items. I'm going to go Command A, Control I, and get everything formatted nicely. Anywho, hopefully this was helpful, somewhat informative video or live stream. And what was I going to do? I feel like our primary color there isn't looking so nice. So we're going to go... Yeah, you could design a lot better. But see, this is business 2, business 1. We could add a business 3, which copy, and then click the root and go paste. And 0, 1, 2. We'll call this something really different. We'll call this star box with lots of exclamation marks, or maybe even give it an emoji. Do we have a coffee emoji? We'll go 3 exclamation marks, and then we're going to press the function key. Come on. Find some coffee. Coffee right next to coffin. Okay. And then we'll give it another number value here. So we'll go 6, 320. I don't know. I'm making these numbers up at this point. And this one will go 3890. I don't know. We'll see if that does anything. Then if we come over here, we change this to, oops, not that. Change it to dark mode, dark appearance, yeah. Looks a little better, but where did it put our thing? So we'll press Option and we tap. Come on. Hold down Option, should we go to the tap? No. Come on. Option. Maybe it doesn't work in the thing as well, but did I add an extra dot? We're going to go Command S, Command B, and then Option, Command P, refresh everything. See if it loads that new. There it is. Starbucks. So it's all the way up here. So I typed in random numbers. I didn't know exactly where that was going to pop up. But there you go. You can see we add in new places. And we got a little coffee emoji in Starbucks. Don't know what's actually over there, but some parks. Awesome. So I think that's a wrap. It only took about an hour to get here, but I was rambling a bit and we were not paying attention to our types. So array and dictionary. But any questions on the code or anything before we call it a wrap? Or I can take a drink of water real quick. Map view is where we'll change the color. Primary, we go mint. And get a little mint color there, which looks odd, but go back to primary. User input. So user input, like tap on it and have something happen, and then they could input and change like read and write properties. Or create their own business, like user input, like they have like an add button where they could add businesses or something. Like, because we could create, if we go, there's our map view. Could create here an at state and go private var, and we'll go is details showing. Okay, we'll go assign false. So we'll do that, and then I will add to the map view here. Excuse me. We'll go map view, and we're going to go sheet. Is presented, and we're going to bind it to our is details showing. And this is where we'd want to, I don't like that. I'm just going to clean this up a little. Again, it's preference, so it works perfectly fine both ways. Here we would want to, make this its own file. But we would create, I don't know, scroll view here, scroll view. And for now, we'll just put some text. And the text will be businesses, and just gonna grab the first name. Oops, not ID, name. Like that, and we'll make it a dot large. Dot font. Dot large title. Alright, so this is really basic for now. We'll tweak that. So in our on tap gesture for the radial gradient, which is our not our button, like our button indicator where things are at, we'll just go is detail showing dot toggle. This will be our first little test for input. Tap on it, and there we go. It goes way up there though. And we could modify that with modifications on our stack here, our sheet, not our stack. So we want to make inputs though. Well, first off, I would do, we'd want to add something to this. So we want to go here. So we go here into our first property and go bookmark. Go is bookmarked. Yeah, perhaps is bookmarked. Copy that. It's probably spelled correctly, hopefully. changes from a string to a boolean, and it's going to be no by default. And then we're just going to come down here, Command V, oops, undo. Command C, highlight that, come down here, Command V, and then Command V, and then we're going to highlight this, copy, and then we're going to go to our struct over here, and then we're going to go, this will change, right, because it's a variable, it's a we're going to change if it's favorited or not. It's going to be of type bool, and then we're also going to have a problem down here because now we have an extra argument, and so we want to go is bookmarked. And we're going to go business, and we're going to access that key, so is bookmarked, and then we're going to go as downcast boolean or bool. So that should work in the decoding and all that, but if we go to our views, and here we just add another text, and we go open and close parenthesis, and we're going to go business, and we're going to go 0, and then we're going to go is bookmarked. It's going to be Boolean value, so it's not going to make sense there. We're going to go cut. We're going to go string, we're going to string interpolation, and then we're going to go font dot title, font weight dot bold. And then what do we get issues here? NS object requires the bool inherit from NS object. And we go option command P. We're just getting something set up so we can change it. And we go tap, it's false. Just add padding here. Dot padding dot top. Oops. Here, Starbucks, and it's all saying Starbucks right now because we're grabbing the value 0. So what would actually be better is if businesses is toggled. We'd want to have some kind of, let's see, at state private var tapped business. Tapped business is just going to be an empty business for now, and then we'll just, that's probably not going to work, is it? No. Alright, this is doing it really quick. Oops, that's supposed to be a double, so we're just going to go 0. 0 and false. So we're going to go here. This is probably not the best way of doing this, but business, latitude, longitude, we want to go. Let's see. Tapped business assign So we're in the loop here. Business. Print. Business. Let's run this really quick. I'm going to read the print statement. Business 2, that's great. This one, Starbucks. All right, that's good. So, should work, I think. So we're gonna go tapped business. The only concern I have with that is we'll assign business. So now if we go Option Command P to run our preview again, we tap here, crashes. No, it's still reloading. So Starbucks false. That makes sense. We're still doing that. Tap business 2, Starbucks. Oh, because we didn't change this. We're gonna go tapped business, and then we're gonna go tapped business. This is just getting the description for our bookmark value. We'd probably obviously add some kind of like visual icon or something, but for now we're just testing. And we're not getting the name. That's not good. That's Starbucks. Business 2. Was that there before, or are we messing with things? That's a little glitch I think we caught. But anyway, that's not the main point right now. We're just going to get writing. So to get this to read and write, I think we'll Command A, Control I, just clean everything up. We need to work on our business controller to make a copy of our file here, our executable. So let us go to Safari. I'm gonna bring in Safari, and we're gonna go .plist. See what this pulls up. Reading, writing property list files with codable. All right. So this is a great article. I'll copy and paste it, but we'll also try to implement it if you would like, because we do need to make some modifications, and I didn't get into that too much. So he's using API reference. Copy preference from bundle. So the plist URL describes the location. Try to find a sample. So yeah, it says we could store the initial version of our plist. So we have like a plist that goes and ships with. I shared that link, right? Yes, good. Okay. Which is what we're doing here, right? We have an initial property list, but everything's set to no on the bookmark. Plist file bundle, but we would always have to copy it over to the documents directly to update it later because the bundle is read only. You might use the following code. So this, hopefully, we just want this function. Copy that, and then we will come down here, close this, and paste that in there. Plist URL, because our property list URL is just a string. Yep. So we actually want to pull these. I'm going to cut these, put these right here, And I'm just going to make, actually we're going to go undo. I'm just going to copy this, cut, and we're going to paste it right here. We're going to make it private, and it's not going to be read, write, set or anything. It's just going to be private to this class because it doesn't need to be read anywhere else. And that still works here. This is going to be path for resource, and then we get rid of this string and go path. It already says plist. This is file manager, default plist. Your path false. So let's go back to Safari. His plist URL is defined. As a static property, let's go up here. I don't think this needs to be static. Again, this is going to be business data. And then so file manager plist, that's all working. So this copies, but we're not doing any writing yet. Like we're not, if we were able, we don't have it in the UI. We don't have in the UI to like change the value from false to true yet. So to do that, let's clean this up a little bit. We still need to be able to write to this. So let's go back over to Safari, get this running, and then we can see if we can go through it. Content view, he's doing it there. API reference extension write. The last one. Yep. All right. Select all, control I. It's going to be a little different. We don't have a thing called an API reference. We have a thing called a business. Copy. Business. Business. Encoder instance method encode requires the business conform to encodable, right? So we haven't decoded or encoded or anything like that. So we do need to also say that this is a codable object. It said encodable, but we're gonna just say it's both encodable and decodable. And then we get our immutable property will not be decoded, so I guess we could change it to a var. Fix that. So now we need a way to write. Oops. So let's go back to our views and well, this doesn't have exact, this would have to be, we have to change this around a little bit too. Okay, because we're just passing in the businesses here. It's on the tab too, it's not even the detail view. Let's go. Let's create a button down here in our detail view. We're gonna go to our scroll view. We're gonna create our button. Action label. Go here. And we're just gonna go here and enter there, and then we're gonna go, actually we're gonna go undo, that's not what I want. Going to get rid of this. Again, this is just a formatting thing. That's the way I like it, but it doesn't matter. Yep. And here we're gonna do something. I think this is an issue because we don't need that. And then we have our text. This is button. We could say toggle. Toggle bookmark. Bookmark. We're gonna give it a dot style. Button style dot prominent. And let's see, we want to access our class. This is the business controller class. We'll go business controller dot write business, and then we'll just pass in the tabbed business. See if it works. Number one, it's not loading that. That's another issue we gotta fix. We got Starbucks. It's toggle. It says false for now. We'll go toggle bookmark. It's not updating right there. This one says false. That's good. This one should say true. It doesn't. It's not writing it properly. Run this and see. Ooh. Oh my gosh, almost an hour and a half. Hopefully the audio, I don't know if I moved away from the audio more. Is the audio still good? Thanks. Oh, no worries. No, I try to make these hopefully useful. Again, this is another issue we gotta fix. It's not loading the business the first time because it's looking at the initial value that we put into it. That's why it's doing that. We toggle it, doesn't update. That was business one, right? Still false there, which is what we want. Still false here, which is what we want. But this one should be true because we wrote to it, which it's not doing. So, and this isn't probably the best way. I'm not doing this amazing. Like, this should be a little different. Like we should, like this is the state, so I'm guessing we should have a binding here. Go at binding, or we used observed. I wonder if it's binding is a property wrapper that can be read. A property wrapper type that supports creating bindings to mutable properties of observable objects. I think we use bindable because we used observable now. The thing. What is this? What's called business? Makes sense. We'll make it a bindable variable called business of type, I guess, business controller. Maybe it should be called business controller then. And then this, we can just comment that out because we're going to yeah, we're gonna undo that. We're going to just hit enter and comment that out. And then we're going to open parentheses. It's going to take a binding business controller $$ business. That should go away, maybe. Okay. So we're not, with this bind to bool, we're not binding to that. So this is what I think is going on. So we're not using binding, we're using bind to bool. Well, this may be the wrong thing. If it is, we'll tweak it. We're not binding to the state here, we're binding because we're observing the controller. If that makes sense. Anywho. And here we're just gonna go dot, we're gonna go business controller dot businesses. Can I find businesses in scope? And then, what's this business gonna be? Okay, are we toggling it now? Or, no, stop. That's not what we didn't fix the problem. We want to get rid of that and comment that out for just half a second. I'm gonna go business controller dot write business or tapped business. Let's see what happens now. All right, audio's good, thank you, awesome. I've been moving around. I feel like I've been moving around a little bit. So again, we still have this problem. That's another issue we got to work on. Let's go here. So we have Starbucks is false. We toggle it. Doesn't seem to update. Doesn't update there either. So it says false here, but we did write to it, I think. So if we command period to quit the app, and then I toggle back over here and go boom. Actually, I should close out the apps. All these old apps, remove, delete. All right. Still says, okay, because it's loading the default one. Damn it. Business one is false. It's going to give me Starbucks is false. Let's tab back over to Safari for a second. Trying out the code from the post. State, private, preferences. Here's a load, it's calling the load on that one. And he's able to do this dot syntax without the initialize there because he's using static. I go businesses controller dot load. And then it should write to it and then load, but it didn't load when it got initialized anyway, so get this to update. Yeah, that's another issue we gotta fix. So business 2, toggle. Still says false. Still says false. Are we even writing to this function? Load business data. Update. Create new playlist file manager. Oh, I think that's what's going on. So we have this write and we have this copy. And we're calling businesses and load business, but we're calling it from the bundle. And we've made a copy of it now. So I'm calling, this probably is toggling, it's just we're calling this old. Yeah, I think I know the problem. Let's go back to the internet. This is the write function. This is the copy function. But this is the load function. Let's take what he's got here. And then we'll go through this. So here's the load, here's the copy. All right. Select all, Control I. I'm also going to take the write function because, yeah, we're also going to make the copy function private because it's not going to be called elsewhere outside of the class. It's just an internal thing. All right, we have the write function that we're going to call. Obviously, we called that when we tapped a button. Here, what are we doing? And this load returns an array. Well, we're not even going to say it. Oops. Shift. What did I do? All right, we're going to change this a little bit too. I don't think I need to return anything. I think what I want to do is just have it save. So we have a decoder, data, plist URL, API references. We're going to go make this an array of business because it is an array, or it's a dictionary. I might have to tweak that. Else return. We're not going to do this as a guardlet. We're not going to return anything because we're just going to assign. We're going to assign a value to our businesses array. So we're going to go businesses, and we're going to assign create a empty create an empty array so that we will do. I'm also not going to do this. Well, this guard else doesn't need that in it because I'll explain this in a second. I apologize. Let me know if you're still watching. I'm like, we're not returning anything. Expression. We're going to just return an empty business. All right, we're going to go empty empty array. Empty array. Because if we go here, we have data, let preferences, decode the business from that. We're not going to do a let. I think I can just directly assign to our business array. Business array, try decoder, businesses. All right. Can it all assign a value? Businesses, a let constant. It's a let constant. I didn't create it in there. Oh, well, oops, yeah, Xcode, I get it. Let be, and then we're gonna go, what is command 0, and then we're gonna go over here, I'm gonna option click to see what this is. A business array. That's fantastic. Well, obviously, because that's what we're decoding. We're gonna go businesses. It's going to get assigned B. These are terrible names right now. I'm just trying to get this generally operational. Expected else after guard. Yes. It's gonna go. Okay, what do we do? Guard let data try data initialize contents from plist URL. Let B try decode or decode business from data. Oh, and then I'm assigning, yeah, I get that. Cool. Cut, let's go. Let's clean this up. Control I to get this organized somewhat. So here's our guard statement with a constant of data. So I think I could just go data, right? I don't need to do. Yeah. Oh, he's doing like multiple guardlet. I don't want to do that. So we're gonna take this, cut, take this. All right. We're gonna simplify things a tiny bit here. This is getting there. Now we have one line guardlet data, command S, command B. That should build. We'll have some value like problems, but nothing problematic. All right. Value data was never mutated or never used. Anyway. Yeah, it's true. I guess I was never mutated. Initialize muted code was never used. Yeah, I'm going to use that in a second. Put that there. B. This is going to be a try. From data. And B. It's a try, so I have to do a do catch block. Oh, it's try optional. So this B should be optional, right? It's an optional array of businesses. And we should go. Okay, this is not the great. I'm making this up as I go along, so I'm sorry. If B is not nil, because it's optional, so we make it nil back, and then we'll go business assign B. Probably do a if let if let. How about that? Else we'll do command X paste. All right, clean up some of this. All right, what do we get here? Force unwrap. All right, we'll just go. Yeah, if it's not now, I don't mind force unwrapping it for now until we get this functioning in the first place. All right, so nothing's complaining at the moment. If we do a build, and build succeed, and then if we go option command P to get our preview back up and running, then it's thinking about it. It still is going to have, yeah, that annoying bug, which we need to fix, but. All right, so here's business 2, it's false. We're going to toggle the bookmark. Just tapping around to see if doesn't mess with every element in the array. It's not working. Oh, because we didn't call this. So now we need to go to our view here, business controller, load businesses. We want to go load. Do we need to call that now? We have this load. I wonder if we need this. We're doing this the first time, so let's see. I don't want to do that there. I want to do it so. Let's write a little condition here. So we're going to check here if business dot is empty. Oops. I'm going to put a breakpoint here and run the program and see what happens. All right. Should be empty, right? First time. All right, so it's empty. We'll stop the app from running and then we'll run it again. It's going to be empty every time. Yep. This is our copy where we copy the flat. What we need to do is and this is getting the contents of the plist URL. Check something here. No one called this copy preference from bundle. Oh, I should have a copy, not every time it saves, but copy when it's after we've loaded it. I want to make a copy right away, I guess, because after that, after we've loaded it here, probably just want to make a copy because at that point they could make changes or tweak it. I don't know. This code's getting uglier. That bug. Business 2 toggle. Oh, that's great. All our business has disappeared. Default, update an existing view list, create a new view list. We're just done with this. We're gonna go load. After we do any kind of writing, we'll just load from our copied property list. This one is false. It's false. Toggle. That'll disappear. Don't think that's doing anything. Empty array, dictionary. It's optional. Okay, because we're checking if it's. Let me load that. Okay. Alright, sorry, I'm thinking through here. Nope. So loading it from the property list was working, and then so we're returning, I think at this point, empty array because our decode's not working. Yep, and that's why we're like a wide map view, because we're not actually having anything to focus on. We have 172 bytes of data. Okay. It's the copying. Let's see if we do this. If let path let, and then we're doing this stuff again. Erg. After we do this, I would imagine we could copy it. Alright. It's not disappearing again, but reload it. Oh, so that's an annoying bug. It's still false, not writing. Or it's probably writing, but it's not reading the proper. Contents of file. Gonna check something here. Do if sorry, this is not very exciting. It's gonna mess up here. And it's gonna mess up here. Get rid of this. Get rid of this code here. We'll go ahead and add copy. I want this to be the plist URL, which will be our from the file manager. Bundle. And I want this to be the copy preferences. So copy from bundle. So preferences, copy from bundle. going to copy from bundle here. URL to expect argument string. Yeah, that makes sense. Private. The path, the business array, we're getting this kind of back how it was. This needs to be path. So let's do this. Copy. I'm gonna double check. Sorry, I'm not speaking very loud. I'm gonna double check. I'm just gonna comment this out for now. Let's be like of type plist bundle main path. Path right there. So now we have path. We kind of deconstructed it. Path, path. Saves it to our plist. I wonder if we even have to do this, because we have our bundle business, path, data. Except we're not doing a load. If I get this uncommented, don't need these. The decoder is a property list decoder, and that's why I have it codable, so it can be decoded and encoded, so I wouldn't have to do this whole for loop thing that we were doing before. But it wasn't getting copied. Right. Copy from bundle. Why do we get rid of this, right? We can copy the path from our bundle, so we can store all the information there. Copy it here. And then we create our data. So this is an if let, and this is like making a couple of constants in a row. So we're taking it from the bundle and we're putting it in a file manager at this specific path. File manager exists at path false. Equal to false. We just create a file. Control I. And now that we've done all this copy bundle, we would want to load it from, right? Load it from property list, which exists where? Oh, we created it right here. And that copying took it from our bundle and put it into our documents, which is the file manager thing, file manager right here, which I think we can actually clean up this in iOS 16. A convenient interface to the contents of the file system and the primary means of interacting with it. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Apologize. Sorry, I'm whispering to myself. I apologize for the audio and lack of except for calling. No, load probably works here because copy from bundle is getting called or initialized right here. I think that'll work. No. So we're on the decoding, because we're decoding this as an array of businesses, but before it was a dictionary, wasn't it? Or, no, an array of businesses would make sense. Alright, my screen's covering up my other screen a lot. Alright, let's go. Data. 100 pointers. Data. Dot. Alright, let's go. We're gonna go print string. Oops. String. Fuck. Sorry. God. Print string. Open parenthesis for the string, and this is contents of. That's how I used to do it. Contents of. This is URL file. Contents of string, right? What is data coming back as? A string? No, it's coming back as data. Contents of contents of swear you have to hold on. Oh, I just print this probably and see what I get back. Alright, run this again, we'll do po, and then we'll run this here. Po, paste that in, see what we get. We get something of the same thing. Something's going on in the decoding. It's not getting decoded properly. Name added. Oh, because there's 2 G's there. Damn. How was that working before though? Because I've taken the name. Alright. All this time and it's one little thing. Alright, let's run this. The life of a programmer, right? Stuck in an empty array, 0 values, and this is still coming back as nil. This bookmark longitude. Oh. Well, these don't match up exactly. Yeah. Guessing this is why people like properly edited videos. This is a lot of time just working stuff out and tracking things down, misspellings and what have yous. But still going there. No, I didn't mean to close that down. No, it's not going to work over here either now. No, I commented that out. There's 2 G's there, and then these are all lowercase. I'm gonna put a breakpoint here as well. Just print businesses and see if we even have businesses getting decoded properly. Got an optional business. It's got the name, latitude, longitude. Yep, that's all good. So we're getting a business from this. Like this is getting us a business. And then I'm gonna step over 1 to load. So at this point, let's go po data dot. No, just go data. No. Got data here, if let data. Error, couldn't find data in scope. If let data. Oh, that's path data's in there. Yep, that makes sense. Alright, let's jump into the function. We're out of the scope because we're in a conditional there. Yep, that still gets empty. So we're getting data, so we're not getting returned there. We get here, though, we get nil. How do you do it? Oh, it's decoding. Decoding data as UTF-8. Okay, that should work, right? Describing decoding as creates a string from the given Unicode units in a collection of data. Dot UTF-8. Okay. Wonder if I do. And I do here where I go. I'll try this. Set this result of data initialize unused. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not using it at the moment. I'm just. Where are we? Can't find data in scope. Yeah. No, I don't want to do it there. Will never be executed because. Where's our data model? Okay. I'm sorry, I'm going super quiet. Does the file path and the contents of the data, which I thought we printed and the data was there. Or is that data optional? Or did we? Breakpoint there inside. Got that at that point. So step in. Ooh, yeah, battery is low. Yeah, I've got a MacBook here, so I've got 2 ports. It has to be a mic and my display, or yeah. Sorry, this is taking so long. Here, can I find data and scope? Go, where are we at? Why is it? Alright. Guess I shouldn't have stepped over because I already had the data, so I didn't need to do anything at that point. Oh. No, not that one. Data. Oh, because we're just at the path right now. I just got continue. It should go. No, it goes there. Oh, what does this say? Missing mesh renderable for grand mesh layer, ground tile. That's the map stuff. Well, I guess the battery's getting low. Sorry I didn't get the writing properly. Maybe I'll noodle around with some Swift data and we'll just, instead of using property lists, we'll just, well, we'd still have to, I think the question that was asked in the one video was like, oh, I want to have certain data and then load it. So it's just an issue. We would still want to bundle our data in a property list and then load it, copy it properly, and then we could read and write to it. Obviously, the way we're doing this is not working, so we got to rework some stuff. But yeah, I have to rethink this a little bit. Sorry. Thank you for sticking around. Sorry, this was a long live stream, but I'll think about it and we'll maybe do a shorter live stream at a different point. All right. Thanks. Bye. Yep, battery just popped up low. Oh, that's good. Thanks for watching, and yeah, hopefully got some ideas, and I think I linked that article. Oh yeah, I did. I mean, check that out. That would probably be really helpful. Nice. Bye.